My name is Sophia Reeves. I am 31 years old. Last Tuesday, my husband walked into the jewelry store where I work with another woman. He had no idea I was standing behind the counter, but I saw him the moment he walked through the door, and what happened next changed everything. Let me take you back 6 months. I had been married to Michael for 5 years. We had built a life together, a good one, or so I believed. A home, routines, the quiet comfort of someone who knows how you take your coffee without asking. Then small things started shifting. His phone, face down on every surface, a pause before answering calls. Weekend trips that felt slightly wrong in ways I couldn't name. I didn't say anything immediately. I watched. I paid attention. I gave him chances to tell me himself. He didn't take them. 4 months later, I found a hotel receipt in his jacket pocket. 2 nights. A weekend he had told me he was visiting a friend out of town. I sat on the edge of our bed for 20 minutes. The same bed we had bought together 3 years ago. We had argued about the mattress firmness, which now seemed like the most innocent argument in the world. I sat there, and I did not cry. I just understood. Quietly. Completely. The way you understand something when the evidence has finally caught up with what you already knew but weren't ready to name. I did not confront him. I made a decision. I called a former colleague. Within 3 weeks, I had a position at Bellamy's, a luxury jewelry boutique on Madison Avenue. Michael had no idea. He had stopped paying close enough attention to notice the difference. That was his mistake. I went to work every day. I learned the cases, the clients, the rhythm of a store that sold beautiful things to people who already had everything. And I waited. Not for revenge, not with a specific plan. I simply waited for the truth to find its moment. It found its moment on a Tuesday afternoon. 2:47 p.m. The store was quiet. I was behind the central display counter when the door opened. Michael walked in. Navy suit, the one I had hung in his closet 3 days ago. Hair neat the way he wore it when he was trying to make an impression, the way it had looked on our wedding day. He didn't see me. His eyes went straight to the necklace display along the right wall. Behind him, a woman walked in, composed, well-dressed. She moved to his side, and his hand found her back without him looking. Automatic, practiced. The gesture of someone who had done it many times before. I had 3 seconds. I used them to breathe. Then I looked up with my warmest professional smile. "Good afternoon. Welcome to Bellamy's." Michael turned. I watched it happen across his face in layers. Recognition first. Instant. Involuntary. Then confusion, because I was not supposed to be here, because nothing about this fit the version of his life he had been maintaining. Then something I had never seen on him before. Fear. Not of me exactly. Fear of the moment. Fear of the 2 separate worlds he had been managing finally colliding in a space he could not control. The woman beside him, I would learn her name was Claudia, had not noticed anything yet. She was looking at the display case, leaning forward slightly to examine a diamond bracelet through the glass. "Is there something I can help you find today?" I asked pleasantly. Michael opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Claudia looked up. She glanced between us. Something was wrong. She could feel it. She didn't know what yet. "A necklace," she said carefully. "We were thinking a necklace." "Of course," I said. "I have several I think you'd love." I spent 15 minutes showing Claudia necklaces. I was very good at my job that afternoon. I spoke about cut and clarity. I noted which metals complemented her coloring. I asked the right questions and listened carefully to the answers. Michael stood slightly apart from us. He had not touched anything. He had not spoken. He was calculating, I could see it, searching for an exit that didn't exist. His hands were at his sides, completely still, the way hands go still when the mind is working very hard. At one point, Claudia held a pendant up toward the light and turned to him. "What do you think?" He looked at the necklace, then at me. He looked at me the way people look at something they have broken and cannot fix. Not with guilt exactly, but with the specific helplessness of someone who has run out of words. "It suits her," I said, before he could answer. "Some pieces look like jewelry. That one looks like it belongs to the person wearing it." Claudia smiled. "That's exactly how it feels." Michael put his hand on the counter to steady himself. I noticed. I said nothing. She chose the pendant. Diamond. Platinum chain. Simple and beautiful. Michael reached for his wallet. I processed the transaction. The card went through. I wrapped the necklace in tissue, placed it in the box, tied the ribbon, with the care I gave every piece that left this store. Then I placed the box on the counter, and beside it, I placed an envelope, Michael's full name on the front, my handwriting. Claudia looked at it. Michael looked at it. Neither of them spoke. "That arrived for you this morning," I said. "Your lawyer asked us to hold it." Michael's voice was barely there. "My lawyer." "Divorce papers," I said. "I filed 3 weeks ago. My attorney suggested a neutral location for the delivery, somewhere I felt comfortable." The store went completely silent. Claudia looked at the envelope, then at Michael, then at me. I watched understanding arrive across her face, slowly, in layers, the full shape of everything becoming clear all at once. "You're his wife," she said. "I am," I said. "I'm also the person who just sold you that necklace. I hope you enjoy it." Claudia looked at Michael for a long moment. It was not the look of someone who had known. It was the look of someone who had just understood the depth of what they hadn't known. Her expression moved through shock, then something quieter, a private reckoning happening right there at the counter. Then she picked up her bag. She left the jewelry box where it was. She walked out without looking back. Steadily, deliberately, the way people walk when they have understood something they cannot undo and have decided to carry it somewhere private. She did not look at Michael again, not once. That told me everything about what kind of person she actually was. The door closed behind her. Michael and I were alone at the counter. Around us, Bellamy's continued its quiet afternoon existence. The chandeliers threw their soft light across the cases. Somewhere near the back, my colleague James pretended to organize something he had already organized. "Sophia." "The papers are straightforward," I said. "Sign them or don't. My lawyer has everything she needs either way." I picked up the jewelry box, unwrapped the ribbon, returned the pendant carefully to its tray beneath the glass. Then I looked at him one final time. Not with anger, not with satisfaction, with the specific clarity of someone who has been carrying something very heavy for a very long time and has finally, in this place, set it down. "Have a good afternoon, Michael," I said. I walked to my office. I closed the door. I sat down. I looked at my hands, steady, both of them, which surprised me. Then I opened my laptop and went back to work. Michael signed the divorce papers 10 days later. I still work at Bellamy's. My manager gave me a week off after everything. When I came back, she said nothing about what had happened, just placed a coffee on my desk and said the morning appointments were light. I was grateful for that. I had not planned for Tuesday to happen the way it did. I had not arranged the timing or the moment. I had simply shown up, gone to work, done my job. And the truth, which had been waiting all along for the right surface to reflect from, had done the rest. 2 weeks later, a message came through the store email. No name, just a few lines. I didn't know about you. I want you to know that. I'm sorry for what you went through. I read it twice. Then I replied with 4 words. I know. Take care. I meant it. Some people are lied to. Some people do the lying. The two are not the same thing. And understanding that difference, really understanding it, is the only thing that lets you walk out of a story like this with yourself still intact. If this story reached you, if you have ever had to hold yourself completely together in a moment when everything underneath was falling apart, leave me a comment. I want to hear it. Like this video if you believe the truth always finds its moment. Subscribe if you want to be here for the next one, and share this with someone who needs it today. Some people walk into the wrong store. They just don't know it yet, until the woman behind the counter looks up